Hi everyone, it's Anne. Welcome to my channel, Annie's Abstract Art, where I do just that. I had a lot of fun doing this dark grungy piece with markings and contrast and texture and collage. I can't wait to show you how I did it. The video will start now. Enjoy. So here I am starting on a 6 by 6 inch sheet of watercolor paper that I cut down, and I'm just getting that energy going using a small paintbrush and black acrylic paint to get some random lines that at this stage I am not thinking about whether or not these lines are going to show up later. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But again, it's just to get the energy going. Then I laid down a piece of old collage from a previous project that has a lot of colors and pattern on it. And this is like a gray blue acrylic paint using a flat brush just to smear it on, and then blending thin lightweight joint compound into it. And now this is diluted white acrylic paint, and I'm being careful not to cover everything up that I've already done, but I just want to get different shades. So I have the gray blue, I have the kind of like a light gray, I have the whiter white, and now using a wooden stick to scratch into the wet paint to get kind of like lines, like a grid. And this is brown alcohol ink that I made with burnt umber, acrylic, and alcohol, and a little bit of glycerin. And so I laid it on kind of heavy and I let it drip. I don't like that kind of a drip, but I just wanted to get it in that direction so I can swipe over it like that and do the same thing to the bottom. And then I drip a lot of the brown alcohol ink onto the canvas, and I will let it drip as well. And then I'm going to use the wooden stick from the paintbrush to scratch into it in all different directions, horizontally, vertically, diagonally. And I just keep going over the same scratch marks. And keep in mind, it's alcohol, so it dries quickly. And after a while, the acrylic starts to get a little tacky. So the markings actually change the longer you do it. But I'm just scraping into it, and once I go over it in this direction, I break out a small trowel, which gives me the opportunity to further smear when I press on it, and it's using the flat plate, and then the teeth on the edges I can use the same way I use the wooden stick. So there's a lot of pattern that you can get out of using a trowel like that. And now I'm using a sheet of acetate to smear on some white acrylic, using a rag to distress it. And then I flip it over and then rub it on to the canvas. And it just gives you that smear. That would have looked different if I used a paintbrush. Rotating the canvas to see which perspective I prefer. And now I'm laying down some more collage papers from an old project, couple, and then using a little bit of that gray blue acrylic to push it back. And this is more of a teal acrylic to match that little piece, that little spot of teal that's in that collage. And now I'm using black alcohol ink that I made. Rotating. And over to the side there in the container is DIY black gesso that I made with all-purpose joint compound and black acrylic paint. So with a small palette knife, I'm laying it on, scraping it to get those skips. less is more, so I stopped. And this is collage paper that I actually made for the purpose of collage paper. I only used one of the 2 strips, and now these are oil pastel sticks. So I'm using gold and kind of like olive green just to get some lines, random lines here and there, because now we have brown, black, white, and I just want to get like those kind of golds and greens in there, and just going heavy in some spots like right here and doing quick lines with a lot of skips. And now I'm breaking out that gray blue again, but using the edge of a plastic card to lay down some lines and scratch through them to distress them. So that brightened up the piece because there's so many dark colors. So that gray blue really wakes it up. And then using precision bottle with diluted white acrylic that I cut with FloAid, so it's very fluid, just kind of adding markings here, little dots. It's very fluid, so I'm barely squeezing the bottle. It's kind of dripping out. And then that dark teal green spot at the top was kind of irking me. It just didn't belong, so I needed to do something about it. So I used some of the oil pastel sticks in the green to go over it, tone it down. And this is Black India ink, just adding a couple lines. And then when that was dry, went over the whole area with the brown alcohol ink, and then went over the collage paper with the alcohol ink, and then went in that corner as well. So adding a lot of brown, but it's because it's alcohol, it's very thin. And now this is Caran water soluble crayons. So I'm not using water with them, but they're so soft, they're like lipstick. And so this is kind of like an olive green, but it has more yellow in it, more white in it, so it's brighter. So I'm staying true to the color palette, but it's a little bit brighter. And this is gold, like I used before, and it is done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this grungy dark piece. I had a lot of fun. If you have any questions about my process or materials, which I've detailed below, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will, because I upload regularly. Until the next video, take care. I'll see you soon.